HooHooHooRobin.
Jim Gaffigan in studio playing the Improv here in Washington, D.C. pretty much all weekend long.
Funny. He's very funny.
Yes.
He's pretty funny. He's Jim
That's
Norton's
you.
favorite comic.
I'll say. Jim was cracking us up during the commercials. He's talking about kind of bad radio all over America.
Well, it's a struggle. You go in some markets and you're just like, it's just awkward. They just literally point at you.
All right.
Go.
Be funny.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Or
to be funny.
the best is the morning TV shows in the tiny markets because, somebody's a DJ and they have to communicate with people, but you'd think that the morning TV people would be better at it. But it's even more awkward in some Good Morning kind of.
We did one in
Pensacola.
Cleveland.
It's crazy.
And we got to get the audio of that because remember we were making some off-colored jokes and stuff, and they're just horrified.
Oh, they are the most.
We're not cursing or anything, but we were talking about our gig, and they're like, "So, you guys excited to be in Cleveland and go to this gig tonight?" And I go, "Actually, not really. It's going to be a sausage factory." And they couldn't go to commercial.
Yeah, they
fast
started
enough.
looking at each other like, "Oh boy, there could be trouble."
I did a TV thing here in D.C. where it was on location around Christmas, and there was a new reporter, and it was some fundraising, Toys for Tots or something like that, and it was literally the interview went so you're a comedian, so what are you funny? And I tried to do something, and it wasn't that funny, but she was like, that's not funny. I was talking to a college student, just on the, in a grocery store. We're on TV, and I was like, and I just looked at the camera and I go, yikes. And after that, people would come to the show and they'd be like, that yikes was just so brilliant because there's so many awkward moments where people are like, you're a comedian, you're just gonna can you make a pancake? You know what I mean? Just do it right now.
How did you not just attack her? Not physically, but verbally.
Oh, it was, that's why I did the yikes thing, because it was just, but I went right up close to the camera and did the yikes.
Yeah.
But some of it is you don't have time, and I knew I was heading there. It's she's like, yeah, comedian?
No.
I've never heard of you. Are you Pauly Shore's friend?
No.
Where was she from?
It was a local thing in D.C. for a TV show, a morning show. Toys for Tots thing.
All the sets look exactly the same except for the number of whatever channel it is. They got the NBC or CBS logo, and it's all the same. And you walk in, it's just a different head of hair on the girl, but the same type of people.
Yeah, the one show. There is this WGN morning show in Chicago that's pretty fun. But
really?
It's like the rest of them. It's just. You're like, I don't know where they got these robots from. It's scary. You're like, this is just going to be really awkward for about 2.5 minutes.
You ever do Houston? I had to do a morning show there where there's two guys in the studio, but one does all these voices. The gay guy, the black guy, and the hillbilly. But you have to not act like this one fucking jerk-off doing 8 voices. Am I supposed to nod and respond to the black voice, you fraud? I have to feed into your fucking complete lack of honesty with your listeners. Yeah, funny black guy. Oh, the gay guy's looking at me.
Stay with me, white people.
So I didn't blow it for him, but I wouldn't acknowledge that it was different voices. It was awful, and I was in there, and they start playing a Henry Phillips CD. But they were being pleasant, but I was just bombing, and I knew it, and I hated them. And
it can be really awkward.
Yeah.
But I think there's a power of radio that in Addison, I did this station and I left, and the guy kind of built up some drama, we have some kind of fight or something, and I'm sitting there going, I don't even know who you are. And people would be after the show, they'd be like, so what are you gonna do about Pudge or whatever? And I'm like, what about Pudge? Well, he's got a vendetta against you. He was telling people not to come to the show, and I'm like, he's just advertising that I'm in town. It's
Was it Pugs and Kelly?
It was.
Wow, they're actually good friends of ours.
What happened?
What happened? Yeah, that's rare for them.
It's I literally did. Now I'm just playing into the fucking drama, aren't I?
Yeah, what happened, Jimmy?
Look, Gaffigan, I'm coming for you, man.
No, I literally was down there 3 years ago, and I was it was a radio in the morning. It was and it was I was not working from a bonus or anything like that, so I was like, all right, yeah, and I totally understand the value that it's a retail market and stuff, a retail business. So I'm sitting there and we're waiting about 30 minutes, and it's just this informal atmosphere, and I go, when are we going in? Why wouldn't we be going in? And the guy that I was with was like, well, he sometimes you have to wait, and I go, all right. So then it was 45 minutes, and I go, look, this is kind of ridiculous. It's like, if they don't want me on, I totally understand. Let's just get out of here. And he was like, no, let's wait. And so then it was like 50 minutes. I was like, look, come on. It's like they're discussing, the same garbage that we're out of here. Tell them I'm sick. And it's like, finally, I was trying to convince the guy from the improv, like, let's just go. It just doesn't matter. And so then I go, and they're like, Gaffigan left out of here in a huff, and he does all his stupid white guy jokes, And then I found out that, that some of it's an MO, kind of like a Chicago radio thing where they came from, where it's a power thing. You make people wait. And I don't know, maybe you guys do that too, where you make
Jesus Christ. These two, Jimmy and Opie, got into a huge, real, not even near fake argument on the air, cursing. Like, I
didn't curse.
No, you didn't. Opie did. Opie was quite a potty mouth.
Jim,
but it was a real argument.
I called him a fuckface.
It was a real, legitimate argument over the fact that Opie would make people wait outside when nothing was going on in the studio.
Some of it is like, but again, it's like, look, I think it's like, it's like you're totally at the pleasure of the host of the show, and I totally appreciate.
But I gotta defend myself. It's not because of a power. It never is. It's about like knowing what you have at the moment in the studio. You don't want to mess up the chemistry. So it's a weird thing you got to deal with every day. Like with you, for example, I found out you were here. I'm like, just bring him right in and throw him right into the middle of.
You've been on the show before. We know you can just come in and we'll talk about whatever.
We've had guys come in, that are just awkward. They're just showstoppers.
It'll stop it.
We call it the big, sweaty, dirty hand on the rusted brake handle.
Right.
Sparks are flying out of the wheel.
I totally appreciate
better known as the cooler, and then all of a sudden it takes you out of your game, and it's like, so you deal with this on a daily basis. Like, wow, I know that guy's waiting a while, but I swear it's never anything about power. It's about trying to make good radio.
And to be fair, it's like I don't know. Maybe it was one of those things, but it's like they didn't have to have me on. You know what I mean? And it was like, and I heard that later on that they, it was kind of like a track record of, and not, like, I'm nobody. You know what I mean? It's like I can understand. It's like, all right, Potsy is here. Let's put on Potsy before Gaffigan. There was no one there. It wasn't like the Pope had died and they had all these bits they wanted to do.
Breaking news.
It was
it was just regular,
but it was
talk show fodder.
And then I heard afterwards, and it's like I was like, all right, well, the guy was pissed at me, so what? And so then I'm going back down there, and they're like, would you like to straighten it out on the air? I'm like, well, some of it is like, would you like to come in and be attacked on the air? Would you? And I've had people come back from Addison. They're like, yeah, what happened with you and that guy? I'm like, nothing happened. It's like literally, it's like some of it is the drama for the drama's sake, and I'm like, it's like I do jokes on Hot Pockets. It's like I'm not like sitting there. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I think
that's funny. That's very funny. Speaking of DJs, Lex and Terry took some kind of weird shot at us at the end of their show.
Oh no. I hope they don't wreck my State Theater gig on June 25th.
Let's take a listen.
June 23rd.
Oh, no.
Or shot at me, I guess.
My favorite part about the wine country was the food.
I got to stop going to Bartles and James then. I went to that Opus 1. They didn't have a food.
It's like
good Zinfandel.
Food was unbelievable. I don't know. They gave us a bunch of wine. I don't know what it was. We drank it. I don't know if they, there was a big group of us. I don't know if they brought it in or what. But
join us tomorrow for Yuppie Talk.
Doesn't get much gayer than this. Hey,
no, then we're going to rollerblade in Manhattan.
And pick up girls.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want to end up with, speed skaters.
40-year-old speed skaters with thinning hair.
Yeah, with red thinning hair that look like Ron Howard.
Take me, Opie.
What is that? Like, I didn't get what that was, though.
Now, you guys, the one good slam, though, is they're saying that you want to pick up girls.
I know.
Yeah, that's really awful to want that.
Exactly.
What do you think, pussy is yucky, you fucking Florida zeros?
Were you seen rollerblading once? Is that what it was?
No, I commute to work. I inline skate to work.
How do they know that? I don't even know what market they were in until Steve looked it up. He said they're out of Jacksonville. How do you know where we commute from?
I inline skate to work through Central Park, and I skate around Manhattan because it's an easy way to get around, and God forbid I pick up girls.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I want to know, though, because that was kind of taken out of context.
Picking up girls.
I think I've lost maybe 20 hairs in the last 10
Yeah,
years.
a
It's
lot of
blonde
hair.
and young looking.
Is my hair thinning? I didn't even know. Maybe someone needs to tell me this.
That's one of my favorite things about you is your blonde, soft, touchable hair. It's not red. You think I'd fuck him if his hair was red? I hate redheads.
I'd love to have that much hair. Are you kidding?
I'm sorry I pick
Is
up
it that
chicks.
thinning?
Yeah, you're wrong.
I guess.
And then
I
he
guess
said you
it's
look like
thinning.
Ron Howard because that's an Opie thing.
Yeah, trust me. I'm
That's a good one.
I'm not happy that I'm stuck with this name, but I made a name for myself in radio, and I'm stuck with it now. I got the name when I was 12.
But dude, anyone that would tie that in as an insult, like he looks like Ron Howard, like ugh.
I don't look like Ron Howard, though.
Exactly.
It's kind of taken out of context, though. Were they talking about? Were they goofing on you, or was that something from something earlier where they would maybe doing a speed skating story? I have no idea.
Nah, it's,
So
I know there's too many-
There's
yeah.
too many references
Yeah,
for it
in
to
line-
not be you.
yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm sure the laughs were big because
Yes.
those guys are hilarious.
Lex and Terry, I apologize that I like girls.
Yeah.
Picking up girls.
But what's wrong with you though? Seriously, like you like to exercise and pick up girls. What a fag you are.
Damn.
You should just be in a small market. A few other small markets.
The drama.
More
that
drama.
all-
The drama just
Always
continues,
drama.
Jim.
These are the type of local jerk-offs that will have any comic in, though. Like, comics, a lot of comics here get passed on. They don't want them in. But you go down there, and they have, like, a deal where they'll pay $50 or $100, whatever it is, to these local guys. Hey, could you have so-and-so in? Yeah, sure. And
Really?
yes. That's how these local TV shows have all the comedians on. They don't know you're funny. They don't know you're not funny. But they're getting, like, $50 a piece or whatever the price is that they're getting. That's how they get them in. That's what these little small market shitheads do because they don't make any money.
But it is just like professional wrestling. It's always just, like you said, the drama.
Drama, the drama for the sake of drama. It's like everybody needs, it's like you hear about these situations, and you're like, you want to ship them some Wellbutrin. It's like, hey man, I get cranky too. You take one of these pills, it'll do a wonder. You know what I mean? It's like,
We get attacked a lot like that. People like jabbing at us. But we usually settle it with our dopey ass listeners. Our listeners are the worst pests, like the most annoying bastards.
Yeah.
And they'll search out like phone numbers and addresses, and they'll harass these people.
They'll make
to
maps
no
and
end.
stuff.
what else will they do? They'll search out this guy's.
Yeah, this guy's phone number.
We had
all you have to do is say something like, "The chair is against the wall." The chair is against the wall.
Manchurian.
We had
Candidate.
we had a slight thing with this guy Todd Schnitt. He's out of somewhere in
A
Florida.
radio station.
Tampa,
It's always
maybe?
Florida guys, by the way,
All right.
that come after you. Have you noticed it's always Florida
Yeah.
guys?
They're so cranky. It's
And
so sunny
Jim,
and nice down there.
So he calls us imbeciles or something, whatever. So we responded, and then our listeners took it to a whole new level, right?
Oh, really?
The guy thought he could trash talk us a little bit. We're like, whatever. We'll take on anyone, pretty much. Well, yeah, we have taken on everyone.
it's fun.
And the listeners took it to this level where the guy calls our agent because he so happens to be represented by the same guy and is telling our agent, "Don't these guys know I'm represented by you as well?" Like he couldn't take it, so now behind the scenes he's calling our
it's
agent
like when someone
to tell
called
us
your
to stop.
dad to
Right.
make you stop doing
What?
something.
It's like, I know I kicked your son in the
Yeah.
balls, but can you tell him to stop beating me up?
Yeah.
No, it's got to be flattering on a certain level that like you're like the
We're the target?
The targets. You're where they have to take the pot shots to get some credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
always these Florida guys because they think that they're like there's something about being down there with all the hot chicks and they just can't break through. But it was Schnitt. He's out of Florida. These two jackoffs are out of Florida. And who's the other one? Shannon was out
I
of
remember
Florida.
him, yeah.
They're all out. I don't even remember. Of course, I don't remember what town he was out of. And he was in a town, not even a city.
Always
They're all out of
something.
Florida.
And it's interesting also with radio because it's like you're like if you don't like it, what are you doing listening to it? It's like if you don't like Bill O'Reilly, just don't watch it. You know what I mean? Unless you
Right.
just need to be angry.
I
about
love
it.
the people, that have to be angry. They watch and go, "Oh, I hate this
I
guy."
can't believe it. I went and I bought satellite radio. I got XM just so I could listen to Opie and Anthony and be angry.
I hate them, and I'm paying to hate them.
I didn't know. Honest to God, they know he rollerblades. I didn't know if Terry of Lex and Terry was male or female by the name. That's as honest as I can be. I have no idea.
Yeah.
How do they know anything about this show? Why would you know?
It's a lot of jealousy, right? I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
It's some of it's a tactic and some of it's jealousy.
Look at that news chick though, Kim. I wouldn't mind banging her. She's not bad. I'm sure that's what I'm sure she's a very talented, funny person on the news.
Huh.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure she's really revealing and exposing herself.
What's up, Dee Dee?
Hey, hi.
You like Jim Gaffigan?
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh,
He's going to be at the Improv. You going to see him?
Sure.
Maybe
Tonight?
Maybe spank him after the show.
You can also go to my website, JimGaffigan.com. Jim, I don't know if you have a website.
It's funny. Eatabullet.com.
Eatabullet.com.
That's old Jimmy Norton's website.
Yeah, or JimGaffigan.com. They don't have to
People
go there.
have trouble with the spelling of your last name.
It's GAFF as in Frank, IGAN, and you can buy my CDs there. Not that you need to, but if you love Opie and Anthony, I would go and buy them.
You guys want to do one more Sue Johansson clip?
Of course.
All right, the grandma from the Oxygen
Yeah.
Channel. This is how this all started here. Let's listen to this one.
Out to Texas, we're going to talk to Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, question.
Yes, I was just wondering, what is too young for a child to start exploring their body? I have a 3-year-old that...
Well, can I offer my guess? No, I'm serious. I say 6 days.
6 days.
Dee Dee?
Why ask?
Well, okay, when you're changing diapers, sometimes boys start playing with their wee-wee, so like a
And if they don't,
year.
you show them how.
Yeah, no. But
Why is
I
the
say
question
a year
always
they start
how
knowing
old they
the
should be?
sensation.
Why is it the question always how old they should be before they start exploring their body?
Yeah.
What about other people?
How about how old should they be before I finally break down?
Oh,
Jim,
God.
do that thing for Dee Dee again.
The tongue thing?
Yeah, watch this.
It's like wiggles funny.
Jim, can you do that?
I wish I could.
can't
I
do
wish
that,
I
huh?
could, but I can't. I can't do that. Do it again.
Look at it move.
She really gets excited.
No, I'm not excited. It's just
But you know it'd be good. You
You
know it'd
can
be
please
good.
the women and also be a red flag for a serial killer.
I don't know. He's going to do this thing with his tongue to the girl. Watch. Like a lizard.
Wait a minute, he's not doing that to a girl, he's doing that to a dead girl.
Oh.
That's sad.
that she likes to, I guess you could call it masturbate.
Yeah, she likes to play with herself.
Right.
But she also likes, when she was much younger than that, she sucked her toes, didn't she?
Yes.
And she spent hours looking at her hands,
Uh-huh.
and she sucked her thumb.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know, you don't realize it, but she was also playing with her genitals every chance she got.
Okay.
Little kids
How does this woman
start
know?
to pleasure.
Yeah, what is
Your
she?
daughter, when I would watch her, she would do all these crazy things. You know, they have the older lady so that they can get away with it. It's like
Of
it's not
course.
offensive if it's
Right.
if it's a grandma. If it's some old white lady, it's okay.
Uh-huh.
You know
But
what
if
I mean?
it was an old man,
If it-
like this, first of all, a guy can't do this. A guy can't do this at all. But you might maybe get away with it if it's a real doctor in a coat and everything in an office with diplomas all over the walls. Maybe. But imagine an old man sitting there with a young girl calling up. Yeah, she touches herself, does she?
It's like, I'm sure when they do this show, they can never do any tight shots. They always have to show her whole body, so that there's no mystery that it's very medical. You know what I mean? It's
Her
like-
hands are completely
it's-
away from her, and
They're like, can you needlepoint while you answer some of these questions? We need to reinforce the grandma thing.
Oh, that's funny. Let's continue.
Little kids start to pleasure themselves, explore their bodies at a very early age. And you know what? It's okay.
oh,
Nothing bad is going to happen.
Okay.
And don't stop her. Just let her go. You wouldn't stop her from sucking her toes, would you?
No.
No. So why would you stop her from touching her genitals?
Okay. I just didn't know if it was normal for.
Unless her
It's
brother's
very-
name is Toes. Could be a problem.
I think she should have said, listen to me, because what do I know? I'm just some old lady on a TV show, and you're having me influence how you're raising your children. What is wrong with people?
That's pretty much
You know
it.
what I
What
mean?
she's saying is, I'm just an old broad here.
Instead of asking a relative who might have raised children, why don't you ask that perfect stranger who has a show on Oxygen that 8 people
You're
watch?
just trotting around your house, flips this on, and goes, I do have a question that I would like an answer to. My kid's over here in the corner playing with herself. I should just call up and maybe ask if this is okay.
I'd love to have a show like that because the advice you give is, all right, what you got to do is you pinch her nose really hard and say, dirty, dirty, dirty.
Oh, God, Jimmy.
Put pepper on her fingers so it burns.
Yeah, Tabasco sauce. Real mental scars. Type of thing that kids waking up when she's 22. I don't know why. Sweating and crying. Back to sleep.
Heading to the strip joint.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was normal for
It's
that young.
very, very normal. Did you know that little girls, 1 year of age, 2 years of age, can masturbate very nicely?
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I don't know.
Nicely.
I suspected. Boy,
I knew it.
I like this lady. She's good for guilt.
It's like that. It's like she's also kind of like trying to just keep bringing it up. She's like, they masturbate when they're 2, when they're 1. You know what they do when they're 1.5? They masturbate. It's like you can say it, Grandma. You can say whatever you want. But if like you were on like a normal TV station, they're like you couldn't even say masturbate. They'd be like, can you change it to Yahoo-y? It's like-
Children and masturbation in the same sentence on regular TV?
Oh
You would
my
never,
gosh.
never.
Dude, I got yelled at one time because my friend had a baby, and the kid was adorable. He was like, probably like a year old. I'm like, wow, he's a cute kid. I'm like, is he jerk off yet? The guy's like, what? I'm like, is he jerk off yet?
You asked that.
Yeah.
He asked that at the brisk.
Yeah. Is he gonna have to take a couple of weeks off? Thanks for bailing me out of that bomb, Jim.
Jim's at a christening. Beautiful kid. Does it masturbate? Because I want to carry that image home with me tonight. It's like,
Do you reject his masturbation? I do
what does he
reject
do?
it.
What do you do with some of like his dirty diapers? Do you store them anywhere? Because I'd love to get my hands on some of the.
Going
sell
in the
'em?
church. Masturbate, bait.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever babysat a little baby girl, and you put her in front of the TV and she's watching Barney, let's say, and she straddles the arm of the sofa, and she's rocking back and forth watching Barney,
Okay.
and you look at this kid and you say, I don't believe it. She's getting off on Barney? Normal. Perfectly normal.
Okay.
Don't worry about her. She's fine. She's one healthy little gal.
Okay, great. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're
Did she
welcome.
go?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, she does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Is that her thing?
Yeah.
That's her thing.
I think the best advice, if you see that happening, you don't want the kid to feel self-conscious, just join them.
Oh my God.
What? I'm giving out some
horrible.
advice.
I can't wait till Norton has a kid. It's going to be like, well, maybe I will do that joke, but
Yeah, perhaps I
I'll put
was a little
shield
out of
over
line.
my conscience.
Believe me, that's why I don't want kids. I know half my act to go down the toilet. If I ever get married, I'll feel awful on my domestic violence humor. Forget it.
Imagine Jimmy on stage after having kids. Hey, I have a 6-month-old now. A 6-month. Everyone starts applauding.
But
And you got to talk about baby things.
Life-changing experience, folks.
But you're like the Don Rickles of this generation, so you'll be able to separate it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't either. You better not
Jim,
have
what's
Just
kids.
to keep my act fresh, I'll have to go home and hit it.
Jesus.
Kick it down the stairs a few times.
What do we
Sure.
have? A minute and a half left?
Yeah,
2
that's
minutes?
the
Oh,
end of the
man.
show.
Do we know
music.
the improv number for Jim Gaffigan tonight through Sunday or tonight?
202.
That's good. That's a good start.
All right.
Jesus. You know the area code of the area?
Good shot.
I got it here, I think. 202-296-7008 or 7008. 202-296-7008
Got
for
a good
Jim
room?
Gaffigan.
I've never done it, but
Yeah.
the Gaffigan's there tonight through Sunday. Very, very funny.
He's the Theater King. And Jim Norton, June 25th.
State Theater, Virginia.
Well, la-di-da.
State
Yes, huh?
theater.
Yeah,
Yes.
spelled T-R-E means it's fancy.
Anything else you want to get off your chest there, Jim?
I
Did we
think
cover it all, you
I'm
think?
just honored. I'm thrilled that I've gained some weight. I just wanted to come in and show everyone.
That's nice.
Well,
That's about it.
yeah, Jim's very funny.
All
Go
right.
see him.
This
Down
is
at
it
the
for us in
Improv.
D.C., I guess.
Yeah, we're back in New York when? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
We're taking off. I'm going to Atlantic City for a little while.
Ooh.
I'm heading over there. Why not?
fun.
Why not? A little 3-card poker, a little blackjack maybe.
You're going to Atlantic City, and I'm going to check out tampons. So
Is that what you're
Oh,
doing?
So I'm prepared
On your
Tuesday.
rollerblades?
On my rollerblades with my thinning hair,
Pick up girls.
picking up girls. God
Pick up
forbid.
girls.
Are you really gonna check on tampons?
Yeah, I'm working on this whole bit because I don't get why you ladies have all these choices. Should be one easy choice.
Yep.
I
Feel
guess
like
one
different
easy-
women
Like
like
Russia,
different things.
just a big CCCP on it.
Right.
What's with you with your licenses too? What do women need licenses for?
Yeah, right.
I'm joking.
Oh, that's right.
Doing your jobs.
Dee Dee, thank you so much.
You're
Right.
welcome.
You get the final word. What do you got?
Have a good weekend. It's party day. Oh, what do you want me to say?
Robin, Robin, Robin,